How many times have you felt like you're wasting your energy? That even after hours of rest, your body is still tired, your mind is still confused, and your life is stagnant? The truth that no one tells you is that a large part of this feeling of emptiness comes from a single habit: the constant loss of semen. Yes, what many people treat as something harmless is, in fact, the biggest drain on your life force. And while you continue in this cycle of waste, there is a legion of men awakening to a secret that transforms body, mind, and spirit. What you're about to discover here is not just another motivational theory or a promise of quick, effortless change. We're talking about a real path. A process proven by thousands of men around the world who decided to stop wasting their creative energy and started cultivating something much greater: a powerful bioelectric field, a spiritual glow that hypnotizes everyone who crosses its path, and a body that seems to defy the laws of time. And before you think this is an exaggeration, stay with me until the end. You will understand how semen retention not only transforms your personal magnetism, but also places you on an energetic level that few can reach. We will talk about bioelectric aura, a gaze that carries real power, and a body that starts to function in a state of constant regeneration. This is not cheap philosophy. It is science, energy, and spirituality all rolled into one. And the best part, you can start to feel the first effects in less time than you imagine. If you are tired of living with low energy, feeling invisible, being a spectator of your own life, this content is for you. Get ready to understand the 3 treasures that only true retainers achieve. But I warn you, after learning what I am going to show you here, it will be impossible to continue living as before. Now, are you ready to access this power? Let's start with the first treasure, the bioelectric aura, and understand why its presence will never go unnoticed again. If you are just starting out with semen retention and want to learn how to practice it the right way, safely and with results, I have prepared an essential ebook for beginners. It is a direct, simple, and transformative step-by-step guide. The link is in the first pinned comment. 1. Bioelectric Aura, the invisible field you are strengthening. When a man decides to practice semen retention, the first invisible but powerful effect is the expansion of his bioelectric aura. This energy field, which often goes unnoticed by the naked eye, begins to become denser, more charged, and with a magnetism that is almost palpable. Anyone who has ever had the experience of looking at someone and feeling a silent impact knows what we are talking about. The energy that was previously wasted now begins to circulate through the body like a living electric current. As the days go by, this man realizes that his mere presence changes the environment. You know that situation where you enter a place and, suddenly, conversations die down, people look in your direction, and even pets follow you with their eyes? This is the effect of the bioelectric aura. It is not magic. It is biology combined with accumulated vital energy. A good example of this is what many call personal magnetism, that type of presence that does not need words to be felt. The most curious thing is that, even without understanding spirituality or bioenergy, people around you begin to notice that something is different. It's as if the air around you becomes denser, more charged. And we're not talking about a light, subtle type of energy. No. It's a strong presence that fills the environment. If before it went unnoticed, now it's impossible not to notice it. And all of this is just the beginning of what semen retention does to the energy field. This stronger bioelectric field has practical and immediate impacts on everyday life. In a job interview, for example, your confident gaze is on another level. In a negotiation, your presence is natural, without forcing anything. Even in a simple casual conversation, people listen to you more attentively. The energy you carry translates into your posture, tone of voice, and even the way you walk. It's as if you're always one step ahead. A practical exercise to help you become aware of this field is as follows. Before entering any environment, take a deep breath, pull your shoulders back, focus on the center of your chest, and imagine that a strong light is expanding from the inside out. Walk with this intention and observe your reactions. Do this for a week. Then, compare the difference in how people look at you before and after. Retention enhances this exercise even more. Over time, you will also notice that conflict situations decrease. Aggressive or negative people begin to avoid you, as if your energy created an invisible protective field. Have you ever stopped to think why certain leaders or respected figures enter a room and everyone automatically adjusts? They have a strengthened aura, an active bioelectric field. And now, with retention, You are starting to build yours. Science is also beginning to explore this phenomenon. Research into bioelectromagnetism shows that the human body emits measurable electrical and magnetic frequencies. In other words, what ancient cultures called aura now has scientific support. Your body literally becomes a living antenna, emitting and receiving signals. Those who are attentive feel, perceive, and, often, react without even knowing why. In addition to its social impact, this energy also affects your physical health. A strong aura indicates a more active immune system, a more balanced nervous system, and even greater resistance to psychosomatic illnesses. A good example is that semen retention practitioners report fewer episodes of flu, less fatigue, and more general disposition. The body responds to what the energy commands. And it's not just on a physical level. On an emotional level, withholding gives you a natural emotional shield. Criticism, provocations, and stressful situations start to affect you less. It's as if you were covered in an invisible layer of protection. It's the kind of feeling that many describe as inner peace, but which actually has a lot to do with your aura being charged with vital energy and well distributed. But the most interesting thing is that all of this is just the tip of the iceberg. Because as the days go by and the practice continues, the energy that previously only filled your field begins to overflow. And then, a new phenomenon begins to awaken: spiritual brilliance. Something that goes far beyond the physical and begins to transform the way the world sees you. But that, we will talk about in the next topic. Everything I'm explaining to you here, I explain more calmly in my ebook The Power of Semen Retention. It was made for those who are starting from scratch and want to know how to apply semen retention in their daily lives in a healthy way, without crazy things or exaggerations. It is a practical guide, straight to the point. 2. Spiritual Brilliance. The look that transforms environments. As semen retention progresses, something begins to emerge that cannot be explained by science alone: spiritual radiance. It is not the superficial radiance that comes from an inflated ego or a good day. It is a type of inner light that is reflected in your eyes, your skin, and even your posture. Sensitive people notice it immediately. Those who do not understand what is happening simply feel that you are different, more alive, more intense. This glow is the result of vital energy that was previously wasted. When you hold on to this energy, it begins to circulate through your body and inevitably overflows through your eyes. You know that deep look that seems to pierce people? Well, yes. You start to have it. And you don't have to force it. It's not a rehearsed expression. It's natural. It comes from within. It's as if your soul decided to take up more space in your body. There are plenty of practical examples. That friend who never complimented you suddenly says, "Man, you look different." Or that coworker who was always indifferent now gives you curious looks. Even strangers on the street might stop to stare at you for a few extra seconds. This is the kind of thing that you can't hide. Spiritual brilliance is like a flashlight in a dark room. Anyone who passes by can see it. This new level of presence also impacts your interactions. When you speak, people listen to you more attentively. When you smile, the atmosphere seems to relax. And when you simply remain silent, you still convey authority. A good exercise to test this is the following. The next time you are in a conversation circle, just observe. Feel how their eyes will inevitably seek you out. Another characteristic of this glow is that it brings a kind of emotional power. People who are sad or anxious tend to feel better just by being around you. Your vibrational field begins to directly affect the emotional state of those around you. It's as if your energy is saying, "Everything is fine. I'm here. You can relax." Many men report that, even without understanding spirituality, they have begun to notice that they inspire calm in people. Now, there is an important detail. This glow is also a filter. Very charged environments or very negative people may feel uncomfortable with your presence. Do you know that feeling of entering a place and immediately noticing disapproving looks or discomfort? Many times it is not personal. It is just the lower energy trying to resist your higher light. This is normal. It is part of the natural energy cleansing process. And speaking of cleaning, you will notice that, over time, places where you used to feel bad now seem lighter when you arrive. Your energy begins to transform the environment. A good example is when you enter a room where people were arguing. In a few minutes, the mood changes. without you having to say a word. Your presence begins to organize the energetic space. It is worth remembering that this spiritual glow is not born of vanity. On the contrary, it is the fruit of discipline, self-control, and daily choices. Each day of retention is like adding an extra layer of light to your soul. It is not about wanting to impress others. It is about transforming yourself from the inside out. A man connected to his vital energy is, naturally, a source of inspiration for those around him. If you want to enhance this glow, in addition to retention, there are complementary practices that help a lot. Meditation focused on the heart chakra, deep breathing techniques, sunbathing in the morning, and even uplifting readings such as The Superior Man by David Deida or The Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. All of this further reinforces what retention is already doing for you. But of course, all of this is just the beginning. Because when the spiritual glow awakens, a new transformation begins to happen in your physical body. Something even deeper and more powerful. Something that has to do with extreme vitality, longevity, and a certain state of invincibility that goes far beyond appearance. But that, we will explore in the next topic. 3. Eternal body. Immortality begins in retention. As semen retention increases, men begin to notice that their bodies are undergoing a transformation that goes far beyond aesthetics. The energy that was previously expended in excess is now converted into cell regeneration power. Do you know that constant tiredness, that feeling of premature aging? Little by little, all of this begins to give way to a vitality that seems inexhaustible. It is as if the body were receiving a new command: stop wearing yourself out. Start renewing yourself. The body begins to operate in a state of energy conservation, prioritizing internal repair. A clear example of this is accelerated muscle recovery. After a heavy workout at the gym, while others take days to recover, the retainer feels the body respond much more quickly. Testosterone, which naturally increases with retention, also contributes to this effect. It's as if the body is saying, "Challenge me. I can handle it." In addition, sleep gains an impressive quality. Those who practice retention notice that their hours of rest are deeper and more restorative. Waking up feeling refreshed is no longer an exception. It has become the rule. And here's a practical tip. If you want to enhance this effect even more, try combining retention with the practice of diaphragmatic breathing before going to sleep. You will feel your body relax in a way you may never have felt before. Physical appearance also begins to change. Skin becomes more supple, eyes brighter, and even hair seems to take on a healthier appearance. Men who used to look haggard or lifeless begin to notice that their faces look more energetic even in photos. And the most interesting thing is that, even without using expensive creams or miracle supplements, the body begins to show clear signs of rejuvenation. It's biology working in your favor. And there's more. The immune system also receives a natural upgrade. While other people are constantly catching flu or opportunistic infections, the semen retainer seems to be protected. It's not uncommon to hear reports of men who have gone years without getting sick after starting the practice of semen retention. This is because the body, supplied with vital energy, strengthens its natural defenses. A simple example: when noticing the onset of a cold, the semen retainer already feels the body reacting faster than normal. In terms of hormones, balance becomes evident. Anxiety spikes decrease, irritability disappears, and mental focus improves. The central nervous system, which previously oscillated between stimulation and exhaustion, enters a state of stability. This affects everything, from performance at work to patience in traffic. One exercise that helps a lot is grounding meditation, done in the morning, to start the day with the nervous system aligned and prepared. And of course, there's the longevity factor. Ancient cultures, such as the Chinese Taoists, have taught for centuries that semen retention is one of the secrets to prolonging a quality life. They spoke of an eternal body, a state where a man not only lives longer, but lives with greater health, awareness, and purpose. It's no wonder that Taoist masters practiced retention as a fundamental part of their journey to enlightenment and longevity. As the months go by, the man who holds firm to retention begins to understand that he is building an energetic structure that goes beyond matter. He feels that his presence in the world is more solid, that his connection with life is deeper, and that each choice not to ejaculate is, in fact, a life choice. A practical example: start recording how you feel each week. Keep an energy diary. You will be surprised when you read it again after a few months. The most surprising thing is that this strengthening is not restricted to the physical. The mind also goes through a process of expansion. Ideas flow more easily. Creativity increases. And a sense of purpose begins to take over daily thoughts. It is as if the universe begins to send you signs that you are on the right path. Small coincidences, synchronicities, and opportunities begin to appear. And if you think you've seen everything that retention can do, know that you still have much more to offer. Because in addition to building a strong body, a focused mind, and an enlightened soul, the journey of a retainer opens doors to even deeper levels of consciousness and inner power. But that is a topic for a conversation that goes far beyond this one. Do you want to start your journey with awareness and security? Then click on the first pinned comment now, purchase the ebook, and take the first step towards your transformation. It's all there, clear, objective, and made for those who truly want to evolve. Now that you know the 3 treasures of a retainer, the question is simple. What are you going to do with this knowledge? Are you going to continue stuck in the same old habits, wasting your energy as if it were worth nothing? Or are you going to make the decision that few have the courage to make, and start your own semen retention journey today? Think about it. While you're standing there, thousands of men around the world are strengthening their aura, awakening their spiritual glow, and building a body that seems eternal. And do you know what the difference is between them and you? Action. They decided to take the first step. They chose to get out of autopilot mode. They understood that transformation starts from the inside out. Now, if you've made it this far, it's because there's a voice inside you screaming for change. Don't ignore it. Start with a small challenge. Go a week without ejaculating and notice how your energy starts to change. Then, expand it to 30 days, 60, and see for yourself the results that only those who experience semen retention can explain. And before you leave this video, I want to know, which of these 3 treasures caught your attention the most? Was it the bioelectric aura, the spiritual glow, or the eternal body? Leave a comment below with the one you most want to achieve. Your answer could be the first step towards a definitive transformation. Oh, and of course, if this content made sense to you, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. Because in the next videos I will show you how to deepen this practice even further and reach a level of energy that few people in this world have. The choice is yours, and your new life begins now.